point in my discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev. When you stop to think that we're all God's children, wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. Well, I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us, we can bring about that realization. In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bond. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war? I think maybe I'd answer it this way. I keep, in my frustration sometimes, actually, if you count some of the things going on in smaller countries and all, there have been about 114 wars since World War II. But I've often wondered, what if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by an power from outer space, from another planet? Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? We were all human beings, citizens of the world, and wouldn't we come together to fight that particular threat?
All right, Shalom. First and foremost,
I couldn't help but
want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring worldwide in truth and sincerity. Salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect, believing on the words of Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi. And these devils truly believe they're going to be able to fight against our Lord, Yahawashi, and his chariots. They truly believe they're going to be able to fight against the host of heaven. And just through the Spirit, ran across these videos regarding Ronald Reagan, who implemented the Star Wars plan, which Trump actually fulfilled that with the Space Force. All right? So these devils are lifted up in pride and believe that they're going to be able to contend with our Lord Yahawashi, man. See, these devils know that our Lord is on the way. They have certain telescopes, certain satellites that they're able to view that shows them, the chariots, man. But again, their pride is not going to allow them to bow down. Matter of fact, what is that? Let's go to the book of Obadiah. Right? See what's going on with this thing. Obadiah. Right? Obadiah. Chapter 1 is only one chapter. Get to the point, verse 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock. Yeah. Who is that? Esau, Edom, man. This whole chapter is devoted to pronouncing judgment on Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. It says, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Yeah. Well, these devils have it securely in their mind that they're going to be able to fight against the Lord. But they don't realize the Lord is not coming at you as a man. He's coming at you as an angelic power, matter of fact. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 63. Yeah. See, the Lord is coming to make his power known here in America, Babylon the Great, man. Basically, this is going to be his first stop. Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Yeah, our Lord Yahawashi. Right? It says traveling in the greatness of his strength, those chariots, what the world knows as UFOs or UAPs, right? And you had a whole bunch of meetings recently in the Capitol regarding, the chariot sightings, and these damn devils tried to make it like they shot down a so-called chariot of the Lord. There ain't no way in hell, but that's going to contribute to their pride that they're going to be able to think they're going to fight. It says, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garment is like him that tread of the wine fat. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. Yeah, this is poetic talk, how the Lord is going to get down. How much death the Lord is going to issue out in that day. It says, for the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. Right? Oh, the Lord is going to avenge his elect, man. Right? Read about that in the parable of the portionate widow in Luke 18. Yeah, surely the Lord is going to avenge his elect. And he's coming again as an angelic superpower, man. It says, and I looked, and there was none to help. And I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury upheld me. See that? This is how the Lord is coming to get down. These devils have you damn devils, you don't have a chance, man. But the Lord has put it in your mind to believe you're going to be able to fight against him, And that's what the Lord wants. The Lord wants a good battle, man. He's not known as the Lord of hosts, all right? The man of war for nothing, man. Okay? It says, I will tread down the people in my anger and make them drunk in my fury. And I will bring down their strength to the earth. You see? They're not going to be able to be in power anymore. What the scripture say, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Yeah. The Lord is bringing you down now, but it's going to come into his perfection when he pop up on the scene with the chariots. But again, these damn devils believe that in their mind that they're going to be able to contend with Yahawashi, man. What is that? Lord come with his saints. Let's go to the book of Jude. All right. Also one chapter. Jude. Verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints. Yeah, those chariots, man. Let's continue. To execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of their ungodly deeds, which have of their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. And we've seen those hard speeches being made prevalent and known more and more through these people with these platforms on these certain media sites, man. Twitter, TikTok, where they give you a license to open up your mouth and talk shit. Well, the Lord is going to come back and pay you back too, man. All right? Along with all these other people, chiefly Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Right? It's not by happenstance that you now see a space force being set up in every nation now. Because these devils believe they're going to have the capability, all right, to fight against our Lord Yahawashi. Let's go here. Isaiah. Back to Isaiah. Chapter 66. And let's see. Yep, verse 15. For behold, the Lord cometh, for behold, the Lord will come with fire. Yeah, see? What is it saying? I believe also in Luke, Lord's going to come with fire, and what will he? If it already be kindled, right? It says, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. See that? It's going to be a lot of people put to death in that day, man. All right? And only ones who's going to be saved and preserved is the elect. Let's go to Habakkuk. But you see the mindset of Esau believing he's going to be able to withstand against the Lord. Right? Habakkuk 3:1. A prayer of Habakkuk the prophet upon Shekanoth. O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years make known. In wrath remember mercy. Right. So the Lord has made known his work in the midst of the years. We've been quickened. We've been made spiritually alive. We heard the speech of Yahawashi, and it produces fear. It says power came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Selah. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. See that? What is that speaking on? It's speaking on that huge fathership. It's going to pop up, all right? And his brightness was as the light, and he had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power. And we've often went into this word horns, all right? It's talking about that laser fire, man, okay? And the Lord is just going to speak it, and it's going to happen. It says, before him went pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, see that? And every mountain were scattered, and the perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting, right? All these nations are going to bow before our Lord Yahawashi that day, man. Okay? It says, I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midian did tremble. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thine horses and chariots of salvation? You see that? So at the same time the Lord is destroying, he's going to be saving. He's going to be taking names, alleviating these people of their crowns, man. You see? Real quick. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. And see, the glorious return. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened. What days of the tribulation is it speaking about? The time of Jacob's trouble. And the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. See that? And then shall and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. See? Yeah, he's coming in that fathership, man. All right? And he's going to dispatch his angels, all right? And the Lord is going to lift up his elect in that fathership. Revelation chapter 11. And we'll start at verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Right, and we seeing that now. Watch the video Elder Pastor Hart did regarding vocab, and I believe this gospel guy, some guy. But what he was going into is there's now been a more and more Israelites turning to the faith was one of the guy's videos. And he was like, what's going on with this? Well, great fears fallen upon them that saw us, man. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, yet at one fathership, and their enemies beheld them. And the same hour there was a great earthquake. What's going to cause that great earthquake? Those ICBM missiles, that thermonuclear fire when it starts striking this place. And the earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. Yeah, America is divided into 10 FEMA zones. Also 10 zip codes from 0 to 9. Right? And in the earthquake were slain men 7,000, a complete number of men. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. Yeah. So as the missiles coming down, the elect is going to be saved by the skin of their teeth. The second woe is past. Behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Yeah, the third world war. And we seeing the escalation of that being built up. So we're so close, man. We are so close. Right? But again, these damn devils think they're going to be able to fight against our Lord Yahawashi. Right? 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. Yeah. When our Lord pop up, all right, he's going to have that austere look, man, that these nations are going to be in fear. Right? And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they that burned and heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. Again, the Lord is going to command those chariots to issue out that laser fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven, from every corner of the earth, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. What does it mean to subdue the man that came out of the sea? Well, in the same way our Lord left is the same way he came. Remember the waters above the waters of Shemayim? Matter of fact, it's Luke 1, right? Luke 1 and verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. Yeah, a chariot, a so-called UFO. And while they looked steadfast toward heaven, see, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. Yeah, these two men were angels. Which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahawashi, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. See that? So this man, these nations coming to subdue, that came out of the sea, the Lord's coming from an arrow descent, right? 2 Ezra 13:6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, yet his huge fathership. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they that were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight. Yeah, see that? And they're going to refer back to that damn speech that Ronald Reagan gave countless times, man. Right? And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he set out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Again, the Lord is sending out that order. You see? And there were all mixed together the blast of fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a suddenly of a numerable multitude there was nothing to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid, see? So that's our Lord Yahawashi destroying these nations trying to fight against him, man. You see? So it don't matter what these nations believe in their mind that they're going to be able to counteract Yahawashi, it's not going to work, man. You see? Verse 12. Afterward, I saw the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad. Yeah, the elect, man. Remember it said those who love his appearing? Some were sorry, and some of them were bound. Yeah, who was that was bound? The global elite, man, the first fruits of slavery. And other some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and awakened, and said, yeah, man. So there was a very scary, fearful dream, a vision that Ezra seen of our Lord returning, man. And all the prophets had that same feeling, seeing the destruction. We read in Habakkuk where he asked, was the Lord displeased against the rivers, man? But yeah, Lord willing, this has been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Qadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Lord willing, coming at you in a lesson. Till the next time I say Shalom.